I know everyone is talking about higher interest rates. I know there are more and more people calling for 8% mortgage rates. I want to step back, have an honest discussion with Mr. Brian Adamson about why and I'm going to suspect he would be excited if we had 10% mortgage rates. Brian, what do you think? 10% mortgage rates. Are you excited? Are you scared? Are you running away? What's going on?
Definitely not scared. Certainly excited, right? Because it's going to weed out all of the tire kickers on both sides, the sellers and the fly-by-night investors. I think they all go away, and we start to really see what's available in the marketplace, and then we can start to drill in and get those properties at a deeper discount for sure. Though that is going to really unveil the people that are really serious about selling their properties, right? And you brought this up, Mike, and I think I mentioned it before. Interest rates are an equalizer to me in the market, right? Everybody has to deal with that condition. And so it just comes down to, can you do the work to actually find deals that make sense based on the interest rate? Because it all comes down to yield. If rates are 10% and I'm making 20%, I got a 10% yield. And so you go and create the delta that you're looking for. To me, it's a variable, but it's not, it has no impact on whether or not I'm gonna be successful as an investor. It just doesn't.
Yeah, I can say this with pretty good certainty, but I guess I can't guarantee it unless we get there. I actually think the real estate investing market would be easier at 10% money than it was at 7% money. And certainly easier than 6% money. Why do I say that? At 6%, motivated sellers can hide.
Mm-hmm.
At 10%, motivated sellers can't hide. They just can't. You may say it's not fair or this or that. Doesn't matter. I'm team buyer. I'm team land, buy and hold for the long term. I'm team buy an ugly duckling, turn it into a pride of ownership. I'm team buyer, and a 10% mortgage rate would excite me for a couple of reasons. One, you're right, great equalizer. It's the same for everybody. Two, motivated sellers can't hide. But three, and I know you and I know this, but this is for the audience. It's not always about price. If you can find a motivated seller who happens to own the property free and clear or has a big fat wad of equity, maybe you could go get terms, give him or her his price or close to their price, and get sweetheart terms. What if in a world of 10% mortgage, you could get a 3% loan? Wouldn't that be pretty cool?
For sure.
So again, it's not always about price. Sometimes it's about terms. And 10% mortgage rates would unlock creative financing. Folks, if you want to understand this, I think Robert G. Allen wrote a book in 1981 or 82 called No Money Down or something like that. It's out of print. But that's where the art of creative financing came in, is when interest rates are 18%. The only 2 million sold, that's what we had in 1981, 2 million units, were creative financing or cash. So 10% mortgage rates would be amazing for anybody doing the work. I'm team buyer, so I'd be ecstatic.
Yeah, as we having this conversation, I'm thinking about several properties that I bought last year that I did fix and rents on, right? Mm. And so I originated with the bridge and then refinanced into long-term debt. But even with those bridges at 9%, 9.5%, some of them, my deals were cash flowing before I did the refinance.
Right.
So and make the I even refinance. I didn't have to wait until I refinanced in a long-term debt for my deals to cash flow.
Yeah, they got to cash flow day one, folks. Do me a favor. Don't make the mistake of people that are hoping and praying about, hey, I'll refi, I'll date the rate, or I'll raise rents. It has to cash flow day one with current debt structure. Anything gets better in the future, good for you. But this is not a hope and pray market. This is a do the work market. It cash flows day one with existing debt. Because here's the deal, folks. You don't want to become a motivated seller. That's not where you want to go. You want to be a buyer, not a seller.
Exactly. 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 Yeah. One of my students, I talked to her last week. So one of her lenders in the Mississippi market that she's done several deals with, got them their money back. They love her. Well, they've now got overextended by going to lend money to less seasoned operators who haven't been able to get them their money back. And they literally have had deals on the market tied up for like 9 months now, right? And so they're coming to her to try to help them out. And they're like, look, can you come in and acquire this thing? I'll give it to you at X. I'll give you this interest rate for 12 months so that you got time to come in and get it stabilized and cash flowing. And I told her, I said, her thing was this. She said, if I find a takeout lender, I'll be willing to do it to know that in the future, I could get a refinance. And I told her, I said, but the problem is that thing does not cash flow day one. And you have to make the assumption that at the end of that 12 months, he could call that note due if you haven't gotten it refinanced yet, or he could increase that interest rate, which is even worse for you.
Ooh,
and so, we got to be careful because now here's the good news, though, to the listeners. There's going to be a lot of lenders in a panic like that, looking for operators to come in and help them out. And what you got to understand is if they're getting zero today because whatever flipper couldn't continue to make their payments and all the rest of it, they can't have the best of both worlds. And so you have leverage going into those situations with these asset-based lenders who are sitting there holding these notes that are not performing, and you can come in and start getting deep discounts on these properties. In many cases, they're going to have to start to take haircuts to make the deal palatable enough for the person that's willing to come in and help them out.
Yeah, I don't know if folks listen to the All In podcast, but David Sachs, has got to be worth 9 figures, over 100 million bucks. He was trying to refi a building that he owns. Get this, buddy. He had a $9 million loan come due.
Mm-hmm.
The short story is the bank would only refi it at 2.3. They were essentially asking for over $6 million.
Wow.
How many people can write that check? Now he can write the check, so it's who cares?
Right.
But that's all the kind of deals that are coming. All these people that had value add projects and this, that, the other thing, they're going to blow up spectacularly.
For sure.
So the pain is coming, the opportunity is coming, do the work. And dude, if rates go to 10%, those deals are going to really blow up. It's going to be painful to watch. So Brian, where can people find you?
Yeah, Brian Adamson Official on Instagram, Brian Adamson Official on YouTube as well.
Brian, I appreciate you, man. You have a great week, okay?
Thank you, Mike. You as well.
You got it.